Well, good Thursday afternoon, everybody. Meteorologist Greg Majestic back with you here in the North Georgia Majestic Weather Studios with your weather update here on your March the 19th, 2026. Well, after a few clouds around, things have really cleared out very nicely here for this afternoon. A lot of sunshine as we're getting ready to wrap up the work week. This is officially the last full day of winter as spring comes in for tomorrow at 10:46 in the morning. And boy, is it going to feel like it. In fact, we're going to have that warming trend taking us right through the weekend where the temperatures maybe have a slight summer-like feel to them. Now, before we get into this full update, if you're new here to our new YouTube channel and you live anywhere across North Georgia, let me introduce myself. I'm meteorologist Greg Majestic, and I'm on a mission to build a professional 24-hour weather channel here for North Georgia, and I could sure use your help. It's very easy, doesn't cost you anything. It's all about getting the numbers. So please subscribe to the channel, and more importantly, make sure you hit that notification bell so you're alerted on future forecast updates, as well as any live severe weather coverage that we will plan on doing here through the spring months, especially as we go into April. All right, let's go ahead and take a live look here at Brasstown Ball. A beautiful view there across North Georgia. A few high clouds out there. Looking pretty good here for today. And checking out conditions here in Brasstown, Georgia, where we warmed up to 63 degrees here. Look at that blue sky looking very, very, very nice out here in my part of the woods. And checking up there at Lake Chattooga as well. Some sunshine, a few clouds, and things looking pretty nice there on the lake. In fact, heading to a local lake this weekend probably wouldn't be a bad idea. Now, looking at the local radar, we're all clear. In fact, that's another part of our weather story is the fact that not only are the dry conditions going to be sticking around here through the weekend, I think it'll be through most of next week, and we could potentially stay on the dry side right through the end of the month, which is really not great. We are starting to make some dents into the drought conditions here across the state, but I suspect that's going to start going back up again as we go into the end of March. Now, looking at our satellite picture, you can see some of those clouds that were kind of burning through the area here, but otherwise looking pretty good. We're starting to see some nice clearing conditions here all across our area. So setting up for a pretty nice afternoon. We got high pressure settling in there, and you can see those clouds right through there and really kind of clearing out, setting up for a very nice day indeed. All right, let's go look at our regional radar here as we're looking at high pressure. That's still sitting off there to our west there a little bit. You see that little blue high over there over toward the Carolinas, and that's dominating our weather right now. But we're going to see, again, these southwesterly winds really kick on in here and allow things to really warm up. So we got 60s today. We'll have 70s for tomorrow, and yes, we'll be flirting with those May-like 80s for the weekend. So stick around for my 7-day forecast here in just a second. Now, as we go ahead and take a look at the NAM model, not a whole lot to show you here. This is the latest 12Z run here as we go into the weekend. Again, noticing these warmer areas, these height lines you see, these are red lines here indicating the depth of the warm air. And basically, the further west you get, the warmer the air is. And some of that is spilling over into our direction. There's a big old heat dome out into the western portion of the United States, a huge one where they're getting, 100-degree temperatures, 90s out in the middle of the country, and we're kind of on the fringe impacts of this thing. So what we're going to see through the weekend is warming temperatures and relatively dry weather. The NAM is picking up a little weak disturbance here. Might bring in a few showers there across East Tennessee. I'm not sure if that'll sneak into North Georgia going into Saturday night, but for right now, I've got the rain left out of the forecast. Now, as far as our temperatures are concerned, again, tomorrow morning, looks like we'll see temperatures mostly in the 40s, so saying goodbye to those 30s that we had around here for this morning. Had a little bit of scattered frost around, and then daytime highs for tomorrow. Boy, they're going to be very nice as we wrap up the work week here. Everybody here shooting well into the 70s for the afternoon, and again, we're expecting 80-degree temperatures as we go into both Saturday and Sunday. Right now, it looks like Sunday will be the warmest day because we do have a cold front that's going to cool things down a little bit as we go into early next week. So with that said, let's go take a look at our forecast maps as we go through the week ahead. Next 7 days. Kind of watch that little timestamp there on top. Just kind of highlight the days of the week here as we kind of go into your Friday morning. Again, we got high pressure down there in central Georgia, looking pretty good here all across the southeast, setting up pretty nicely. And as we go through the weekend, more of the same. High pressure in control. We're going to have that west to southwesterly wind with that high anchored over the Gulf down like that. That's really a warming wind for us. You get it high down there. And they got this big old heat dome out here in the west in the upper level. So it's going to keep it quite warm out there. And again, we're going to see things warm up. This looks like Sunday will be the warmest day. And then we'll watch Monday. Here comes that front coming on through. So this cold front will back the temperatures off a little bit as it comes on through here. Not expecting any moisture with this, predominantly because we got the high pressure down in the Gulf. So we can't tap any moisture there. So we're going to cool down a little bit going into Tuesday and Wednesday. But I suspect we're going to warm right back up as we go to Wednesday and Thursday next week. So a slight cool down, but still remaining above normal with the temperatures here straight through all of next week. All right, so look at our forecast here for your Fridays. We wrap up the work week, 73-42, about a 30-degree swing in temperature. So light jack in the morning. We'll have abundant sunshine there in the afternoon, and you see the morning lows. There's still a few upper 30s up in the mountains, not out of the question here for tomorrow, but generally into the 40s for overnight lows, and then daytime highs. Look at that, everybody well into the 70s, lower 70s up in the mountains, and middle to upper 70s across everywhere else. And again, warmer still through the weekend. We've got some 80s across the southeast for tomorrow. We got 82 there in Memphis and in Jackson, for example. And then you got 76 in Columbus, 72 in Charlotte, and 72 in Savannah and Jacksonville. Rest of the 7-day forecast, again, we're going up to 83 on Sunday. That means areas like Rome and Cedartown might be flirting with 85, 86. Getting up to very summer-like type weather there. We back the temperatures off. We're in the 60s on Tuesday. A little bit of a weak wedge in the area. It looks looking a little stronger, early in the week, but that's kind of backed off, and then we're kind of warming back up into the 70s on Thursday. So, again, a little bit of a dry weather pattern coming in here for a while. No major storm systems coming at us, and again, we may finish off the month that way. Now, we'll say this, looking ahead for April, looking at some of the long-range forecasting models and some of the things that are going on globally, I do suspect the activity will get active again in April. Now, our weather app is getting really close. Look for a posting here real soon over on the Facebook page for our weather app. That's getting very soon to get released here pretty soon. If not today, maybe by tomorrow. So I will definitely keep you guys apprised of our new weather app here that'll be serving the community. Again, I appreciate you guys checking us out. Please make sure you give us a subscribe here on YouTube. Become part of our family. And again, I would look forward to serving you guys in the future. Y'all be good, stay safe, and we'll see you tomorrow for the weekend edition. Get you ready for the weekend. Until then, y'all enjoy the rest of your day. Bye-bye.